Hello, welcome to another video. Going to do a bit of a vlog style video. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's Sunday afternoon. I was umming and ahhing about whether to come down, but I poked my head out into the garden and I realised how beautiful it was. So I didn't want to miss this opportunity given the horrific rain we've had all week here. So yeah, just headed down to the plot and I'll show you what it looks like. But I'm going to try and get quite a lot of work done here this week if I can. So it's Sunday, I've just got to the plot and no dig is not, it's not getting rid of the weeds for me. And I've done the cardboard and then quite thick compost on top, but they've all come through. Something's been digging in there, that's for certain. That is not all garlic. Weeds and weeds. So yeah, I need a massive weeding session today, which wasn't what I was expecting. I knew I had a few, but yeah, that's going to be what I do for the day. Oh gosh, so that was, I'm not going to say an unexpected weeding session because I knew I had weeds. I just hadn't realised that they got that bad. We've had quite a lot of rain in the past few days, mixed with sunshine, so it's probably been the perfect combination. But let me spin you around and I'll show you how I've done. I haven't got all of them. When I got down here, I realised I didn't have my shed key. I think it's in my car and I walked today. So yeah, I had no tools and bare hands. So I've done what I can. And I also just need to preserve my back because I've got a bit of a niggle in my back and I've got a marathon to run very soon, and it's one of my niggles because the pain goes down to my legs. So I just need to, I'll probably watch this time lapse back and I would have been like the Hunchback of Notre Dame the entire time. But yeah, so some of them I couldn't get in there to pull them out from the sort of root, but the majority of them I have. So if I come down another couple of days and just get the rest once they've grown a bit, got my gloves on and I can get a tool or something underneath them to just prise them out. But yeah, let me show you how I've done. So this bed was pretty much full. I've missed a couple here in the middle, but it's looking an awful lot better. Me and my neighbour need to do something about this path because it's horrifically weedy. There was a couple of dandelions in here. Again, I couldn't get them out from the root because they go down so far, don't they? This bed actually wasn't too bad, but I've picked it out. And then this one was my garlic bed. I definitely picked out a few garlic by accident, but I've left the garlic in there and then I've pulled out the others. I didn't want to disturb the actual garlic underneath too much, so haven't completely weeded it. And also it was a very wet bed. As I say, we've had a lot of rain and that is not a very well draining bed. So yeah, didn't want to get my hands in it too much with no gloves on. My fruit bed, this one was actually really good. There was barely any weeds in there. There's a couple down there that I've just dropped back into there sort of thing. And yeah, this one wasn't too bad either. So I don't know what the difference was with those, but yeah, it looks better. It's not perfect, but it's better. I picked a few out here. I've got my rhubarb growing. My rhubarb that I almost threw away is in there and doing great. These ones aren't doing too well, but my wheelbarrow was quite close to them, so I don't know whether it was shading them a little bit. But yeah, so I've got loads of weeds around here as well. Oh, weeds. Weeds, so annoying. I brought my potatoes down because I was going to plant them today, but I'm not going to now because obviously I don't have any tools. So yeah, means I need to carry them back home because I also don't want to keep them here in case they get eaten by mice or they get rained on, because obviously I can't store them in my shed either. But yeah, so that's going to do me for today. I'm going to try and head back tomorrow and plant my potatoes if I can, so I'll catch you then. Okay, so I've just seen a note on the notice board that in the communal garden we've got a rhubarb patch right here, and someone's left a note to say that the rhubarb is ready for picking under the pots. We just need to put the pots back afterwards, so I'm going to have a little look, see if there's any left. 2 seconds. Got a bit of rhubarb. It's huge. Look at the size of that. Okay, so I didn't want to pick too much, so I just got a couple of stems, but see if I've got some ice cream at home and I'll stew some rhubarb to go with some ice cream. That was a nice treat and unexpected. Oh, please excuse the sunglasses. It is incredibly sunny and beautiful. So the clips that you've just seen are from today. It's Tuesday, and I literally have 20 minutes down here today because I'm just here on my lunch break. But I wanted to take the opportunity of this gorgeous sunshine to get down here. So what you've seen me do today is plant my potatoes. I didn't plant all of them. Because there was a crazy amount in the bag that I bought, and it was literally going to take up half of my big bed. So planted those. I put the top of the egg carton box where I finished planting them in that bed, because I realised that because I don't actually sow seeds of potatoes, I hadn't made a label for them, so I need to do that and bring that down. But I've just popped the egg carton to mark where they finish. And I finished laying the path with some more bark that I had delivered. Yeah, I think that's about it. But for 20 minutes worth of work, I'm quite happy with that. Need to get the polytunnel down next even, but that might be a tomorrow job possibly. I need a few more tools to do it. I've had a little try and loosen some of the screws, but it's more work than I thought because some of the screws have actually bent. But yeah, so for 20 minutes, I'm happy with that. Yeah, so I'll catch you later or tomorrow. And that actually brings me to the end of this week's vlog. So the last time that you saw me on the plot just a second ago, that was the last time that I've made it down there before I'm posting this video up to you today. So weather's been a little bit off again the last couple of days. It's still been very mild, which is nice. It's a nice change that it's been so mild. But it's gone rainy again, so I haven't popped down to the plot. Work's also been busy. Yada yada yada, that sort of thing. So yeah, haven't been back down, but I think was that Tuesday that I last went down there. Maybe Monday, can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm back home, and I've got stuff that is desperate to pot on. So I'll show you a brief clip of my plants that I've got at home at the minute. But yeah, some of it is absolutely desperate to pot on. My tomatoes won't be long, I think, before they're ready to actually go out, especially now that the weather's milder. But in order to do that, I need my polytunnel up. So I need to get that old one down and I need to get the new one up. I have asked my other half for some help getting that old polytunnel down because it's not quite as straightforward as I thought. Some of the screws have bent where the polytunnel's bent so badly. So yeah, I'll get him to give me a hand with that one. And then the new one will go up easily enough. It's exactly the same as the old one. So I know what I'm doing. I'm going to use some of the supports from the old polytunnel that is still perfect, not bent at all. And I'm going to add them to my new one because that's easily done. Someone on the site showed me how to do that. Yeah, and just add a lot more structure. And fingers crossed, there's no more wind now. Hopefully it's calmed down quite a lot. But yeah, let me show you the plants that I've got at home. A couple of them are upstairs. That's just my peppers and things like that. They are loving life up there. But yeah, let me show you the ones that I've got out in the kitchen because I've been taking those out into the garden to harden those off every day so that they're getting ready to go out. So yeah, they're a bit of a mishmash at the minute because I've been bringing them in and outside. Some of the ones that are bigger have been going out more, that sort of thing. The others have been going out just when it's nice and warm. But yeah, so I've got my flowers here. What have we got? Dahlia. These ones have done nothing, which was Sweet Rocket. These haven't done an awful lot. Viola. Amaranthus, they're a lovely purpley colour, if you can see those there. In here we've got some tomatoes, some Sweet William or Milliam, whatever they're called. These are my other peppers and they're coming through as well. Again, I don't know if these will now be ready to fruit this year, but I'm going to give them a good try. And they are the Corno de Toro Rosso. Here we've got our cabbage, swede, sweet corn have done nothing, and kale are coming along quite nicely. And then I've got aubergine that's germinated as well, which I wasn't expecting. I've got my tomatoes. Look at these gorgeous things. Peas have seen better days, I'm not going to lie. More tomatoes, some cauliflower and some more peas. Down here I've got my silver skin onions, which I also think are ready to put on, but I've never done onions before, certainly from seeds, so they're new to me. More onions, they're Red Baron. I think these ones in here, yes, spring onion and spring onion. These ones are ready to go. I've got some sprouts there which are looking great, ready to put on, which I'm going to do tomorrow, I think. Or is that cabbage? I don't know. I'll have a look when I put them on. These are courgette. No surprise, they're absolutely massive. What courgette plant isn't? They are desperate to move on. Look at the size of those. So I'll do those tomorrow as well. And then I've got some gherkins here, which are looking good too. And then over here, oh, something smelt really nice then. Swede, again, absolutely ready to move on. So yeah, that's my little collection. Then as I say, I've got my sweet peppers. The rest of them, the ones that are much bigger, are upstairs in the windowsill. Absolutely loving life. But yeah, so that's where I'm at the minute. I'm quite happy with how I'm getting on at the moment. I know I always get loads of really encouraging comments from you guys. Thank you so much. I don't think I'm always quite as disheartened as I sound, but yeah, I think I'm really pleased with where I'm at the minute. We're sort of very beginning of April. I've had a lot on, obviously training for this blooming marathon, which I feel like is all I talk about. But I feel, yeah, in a really good position with all of my plants that are ready to go out at this point in the season. I do feel like I've got seedlings coming out of my ears, but I know that that's not even a fraction of what some of you guys plant. But in all honesty, when I planted my potatoes the other day, I did think, oh my word, that's taken up like a quarter, if not a third, of that massive raised bed that I've got down the side of my plot. But I am going to interplant with my potatoes. I know that there's some plants that you can, sorry for the shaky camera, there's some plants that you can interplant quite successfully, so I'm going to give that a try. Make the most of all of that space. I know I'm going to buy an arch, at least one, to grow my big stuff in the year. That'll be things like my pumpkins, which will come in time. But yeah, obviously my polytunnel is also going to be a growing space, which I think I forget when I look at my plot. I just see my beds that I've got in already and think, oh, I've got no space at all. But actually there's a lot of space that I can utilise. And that's one of the things that I really want to focus on, because I'm used to growing in my garden, which has an awful lot less growing space than what my allotment does. I'm quite used to squeezing stuff in, even though I haven't grown an awful lot in my garden because the space is so limited, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I just sowed everything outside straight into the raised beds because I really had no idea otherwise. Yeah, I am quite good at interplanting and making the most use of the space and vertical garden, all of that stuff. So that will come soon. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching another video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, hope you have a good week and hope you're all successful on your allotments this week. Thanks guys, bye bye.